It's Tinder Business News now. Wonderful to have you back beside me in the studio. Nona Peltier, the retirement village operator MetLife Care has made a better than expected profit. What's better than expected about profits in retirement? Aren't they going up every year?
They really are. Well, you know, really, a 10% increase in their net profit.
That's what it is, year on year.
Yeah, and it translated to shareholders over the full year a dividend of up 40%. Wow. So if you're a shareholder and you're looking for a dividend from MetLife Care, you would have got a pretty good surprise today because it was a pretty good payout.
What was the figure?
They're going to pay, well, I don't have the final number here.
No,
but
their profit figure.
Oh, their profit figure, sorry. 250.3 million. And that was, a lot of that was an increase in the value of their portfolio, so up 14%.
Their property portfolio.
Yeah, so that's worth now about $3 billion. So that's, they had big increases in the value of their property. They had big increases in the value of the sales. So they didn't sell as many units as the market was expecting, but they got more for them. In fact, their valuation was up 14%, but the sales value was up 10% on that. So they're making a good margin on sales of both new units and resale of older units. So those are ones that have been vacated by end of life situations or people moving on, I guess. Yeah.
Boy, it's big business now, retirement.
It really is. Yeah. And so growth is expected to continue. This particular company has been developing properties. Now they're looking to buy more. They're going to focus on the Upper North Island. They're not interested in going to Australia, as we've seen other Ryman, for example, going over there. They're not looking at that. Yep. They're thinking that their niche is here in New Zealand. They see lots of potential. And so we'll see what happens.
Just before we move on to the markets, give us those numbers again. So what's their property portfolio worth? $3 billion.
About $3 billion now. And so the value rose, I wrote the number here. $259 million was added to the value of their property.
In a year.
In a year. Yeah, in a year.
Yeah.
And so their share price reflected that increase there, more than 3%. That's 20 cents more onto that share price to $6.07. Overall, the index fell, though, and I think that's partly because Chorus also reported today increase in profit. However, their their customers are falling as wireless broadband starts to take up a lot of that business. So they their share price fell 26 cents, 6%. Almost.
Of course, it's a big fall in a day.
Yeah, it is pretty big. So overall, the index fell 0.4% by 31 points to 7,827. Now, the dollar was fairly steady, though, at 72.3 US cents, 91.2 Australian, and 56.1 pence. And that's partly because the central bankers were meeting in Jackson Hole, Wyoming over the weekend. And Janet Yellen didn't really say anything about monetary policy. And the Central Bank of Europe, the European Central Bank, Mario Draghi, didn't say anything about the high value of the European currency. So the euro went surging ahead, and the New Zealand dollar fell to a 15-month low before rebounding a little bit at 60.64 euro.
Nona Peltier, thank you very much indeed.